What was it like giving your son a taste of Homer, Alaska, in this Alaska, the Last Frontier?
I finally got to go home and be part of the show. The show's in its 6th season, I want to say, so this is the first time I was on it. It's the first time I've been home since my son was born. I didn't want to make the 2-day journey without him remembering it. And it was really special for me to share where I'm from. I'm very proud of the land that raised me. I had a very difficult childhood in a lot of ways, but I had a few things going for me. And one is nature, I find to be incredibly healing. It reminds us what it is to be human, and if we're willing to be very watchful, we're able to really see what it is to act naturally, even if our nurture wasn't that good. And so I feel very blessed that if I was to be raised in an abusive household, that it happened in a beautiful place. Because with that much beauty around you, you couldn't help but feel like there was something good in the world, and really try and tap into that. And bringing my son back and being able to share the land that raised me, the wildness, the beauty of it was very special for me. And it's interesting, you guys can probably relate to this. For me, it's strange to be raised very, very poor and very rural, and in one generation be famous and wealthy. And to figure out how to raise a child that's worth a heck, that isn't entitled. I wasn't allowed to be entitled. I didn't have the opportunity. I couldn't be spoiled. It wasn't an option. I learned to be scrappy and self-sufficient and to rely on myself. And I had the advantage of being raised by these I had 6 aunts that were all incredibly self-sufficient, very feminine but very empowered. There weren't the male-female gender roles that I found when I moved to the south of the United States. So the men cooked and cleaned and trained horses and climbed glaciers, and the women did the exact same thing. It just depended on what was happening and who was out and about and doing what. So the women shoed their own horses, trained their own horses, felled their own trees, built their own homes. I know I wasn't as strong as a man, but I know I was as capable. I didn't know that my mind or my intellect had a sex. That was something that was never taught to me because that doesn't exist in Alaska. Those gender barriers or roles aren't that defined in the same way. And so I had a lot going for me, even though I had a very difficult childhood to overcome. I also felt like I was raised with such an independent spirit of give me the ball, coach, and I will figure this out. And that's what made me move out at 15 and gave me this kind of approach to life. Was really the Alaskan experience. And my son doesn't have that. So he doesn't have the land. He doesn't have a rural experience. And I'm famous and rich. So I have a lot of things to solve for, is what I'm saying. I'll be having parenting advice sessions out here.